right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC, we'll talk about alt, and what type of capitulation we could expect over the next like a few hours and all that good stuff. We're breaking out below the weekly 100 EMA. We will talk about the weekly 100 EMA and all that good stuff, right? And we also breaking out below the monthly. We know once we break out below the monthly 21 EMA, right? Most of the time, it is a capitulation move. So we will see if over the next like a few over the next like a few days, if BTC going to get back above the monthly 21 EMA and all that good stuff. It is not too late, okay? As we said, whenever we break out below the monthly 21, it tends to dip nearly 40% to 50%. Back in 2018, November 2018, after we broke out to the downside, you can see like we dumped nearly 48%. Right here, the March 2020, we dumped 48%, right? If we go back to, let's go ahead and take a look at it on Bitstamp. That's Gemini. If we take a look at it on Bitstamp, if you've been following the channel long enough, you know we've been talking about this stuff, a while ago, okay? Right? So we dump 60%, okay? But are we going to be dumping like, let's say 40-50% below the monthly 21 EMA? I don't know, okay? I don't know, but the one thing we could ensure ourselves is like we got a good price support at 30K right there, right? So and at the same time, we know, whenever you buy at the monthly 21 EMA, I said it multiple times, right? If you're looking for some macro reaccumulation range to start with, right? To start off, you want to be buying at the monthly 21 EMA, not financial advice, right? But you don't want to be shorting or like a selling below the monthly 21, right? So let's see over the next like a couple of days if we could basically just basically finish off this move. I don't think we're going to be dumping indefinitely, like to the downside. I don't think we will be dumping more than 48 hours over the next, like, couple of hours, actually, right? So let me go ahead and take a look at the chat room. So none of that good stuff. Hit the likes today, right? Let's just get straight to the point. Hey, what's up, Double A? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Zena, thanks a lot for tuning in. Create Moonboy in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. So now let's take a look at BTC on the weekly basis. So the weekly basis, we will close the weekly time frame in 48 hours. That's why I'm saying like it is going to be quite interesting, right, to see how BTC is going to be closing, around the weekly 21. Remember, the support range we were looking for was what? The monthly 21 EMA, right? Down to the weekly 100 EMA, okay? And if we break out below it, we still got the low 30Ks as support, and now we're already at 34, okay? So on average, let's say 35.5 was the medium, short to medium term support. Breakout below it, it is going to be 305, okay? 305, and you guys recall about 305 when we were dumping right here. That's the same level I'm using again, when BTC was at low 30K. I was like, on average, right, 305, and we're going to be pushing to the upside, right? So let's see if 305 going to hold in this range. It can bounce off it can dump below it, but on average, okay? Not try to pick the bottom and all that good stuff, right? If and only if we close below the weekly 21 weekly 100 EMA. What's up, Bisnut? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Sentonzi in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Jesus, Sentonzi means 5 cent crypto. That's what Sentonzi means. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the 3D basis, because no need to be talking about like BTC on a 30 minutes time frame and all that good stuff. The reason for that is like, unless you are short-term trading, right, and you're looking for some entry and all that good stuff, but you cannot spot the spot the bottom, looking at the hourly time frame and all that good stuff, right? Because we've been down like since when? Since like November 9th, right? Right there, the week of on the 3D basis, right? The candle of the November 9th, you can see like it's been like what 74 days we've been dumping. Do you want to be looking for like a looking for the bottom on the 30 minutes time frame after you dump like nearly 72 74 days? Okay, that's not the way to look for the bottom. So we just have to rely on the weekly or monthly time frame at least, right, to basically rely on the bottom before we get our 3D reversal pattern. So when we take a look at the 3D time frame, we've been pretty constant with the 3D. It saved us, okay? It saved us right here. It saved us. It saved us right here. It saved us right there, and now it could save us again right here to basically catch the bottom. As long as our MACD is as long as our MACD, okay, staying negative right here, the trend going to be down. We know that even though we're looking for some price support, it is not going to be some support levels where you want to where I'm going to be looking for, like, let's say price action to reverse right away. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we've been down like for nearly over 74 days, right? So it could take time to basically consolidate, move sideways before we get any push to the upside and all that good stuff, right? So YouTube Jet Set in the house. YouTube Jet Set says we dead. We got wrecked. No, you're okay, man. I don't think like I don't know about you, but I'm okay. I don't think market is going anywhere. I don't think it is a time to be panicking. We've seen it before, guys. We've seen it back in 2020, 2 years ago. You don't want to make the same mistake, okay? The reason why I was very calm and been accumulating BTC right here, right around the 30K support, was like, we didn't want to basically repeat the same mistake we made right here at the low 3 to 4K. Remember, if you've been following Send Crypto long enough, we called the dump right there. Okay, we said we're going to be dumping all the way down to where? To 4K. We hit my target spot on right there. However, I remained bearish after that, okay, for a very long time, okay, was waiting for price action to retest it. So, learning from that mistake, right, helped me a lot to basically stay bullish right there and stay bearish right there. And I'm going to basically just reaccumulate on the way down. Okay, market is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. Believe me, guys, okay? So BTC been around like for over 12 years now. So what do you think? Okay, how many times we dump more than 50%? You can't even count it. You can't even count it. How many times we dump 50%? Are we gonna give up on BTC because market is dumping from like a 40K to a 30K? No. Okay, I'm not, and I don't know about you, right? But it is not time to give up. If your time horizon is like let's say weekly time frame or like a 3D and all that good stuff, you could be panicking. But if your time, your horizon, okay, is like let's say 3 to 5 years, it should be like a throwing a party, seeing BTC dumping down like below 35K and all that good stuff, especially below the monthly 21 EMA. So you got to get the record straight. Whenever you buy BTC, are you buying it to hold it for the next like 18 months? Okay, within the next 18 months, BTC is not going to be anywhere around 30K. All right. So if you take a look at it like less than 24 months ago, all right, BTC, it is still up 10x. Okay, if you go back nearly 10x. Okay, right. Let's just do it like that. So let's say March 2020 till now. Okay, BTC, it is still up 800% in less than 24 months. Okay, where do you see the price of BTC in the next like 18 to 24 months? I don't see the price of BTC being below 30K within the next like a 12 to 18 months or even like a 24 month. Okay, so you just gotta get the record straight and know exactly why you buying. Are you buying for the short term? Are you buying like for the long term, or are you just scalping? Okay, if you're scalping, great. Okay, welcome to the Rec City, okay? Because this market going to do some crazy stuff, right? Hey, what's up, loss of words? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Shabarimba in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, asking for Shiba Inu. We will get another 50% discount. Says loss of words. Yes, you lost your words, man. I don't think we will get another 50%. Maybe on alt, but I don't think BTC will drop another 50%. If we do, bang, who cares, right? Maybe you. But if we take a look at the BTC dominance, the reason why I'm saying like we might not see another 50% discount, the BTC dominance is increasing. If you take a look at it right here, back in May 2020, right? May 2020, on May 19th, right? The BTC dominance was at 39.5%. Let's say 40%, right? For the Moon Boys, right? 40% right here. Now, if you take a look at it, and BTC was at 30K. Now, if you take a look at it, the BTC dominance is like nearly 2.5% higher, and the BTC price is still 20% above 30K. All right. So it means like even if we retest 30K, we got a pretty good chance to find some support because we don't want to see like the BTC dominance above like a 40, 42, 43, and the BTC price below 30K. That'll look very bad for alt. Okay, it means like alt will get slaughtered, right? But we will see. Okay, so LANE in the house. What's my macro count for BTC? We talked about the macro counts a couple of days ago, right? But we will go back through it and all that good stuff. I mean, XDZ will reverse. We will take a look at XDZ. Remind me about XDZ. William in the house. Thanks a lot, Mr. Will. Bistut. KK in the house. Thanks a lot, KAO. Saeed. It's been a while. Thanks a lot for tuning in. All right. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the 2D basis, right? So on the 2D basis, the only thing we need, I need, right, on the 2D basis is like our MACD right here. It is not showing any sign of a reversal right here. That's why when people were bullish on the 2D basis, on the daily basis, I was telling you guys, you just got to be cautious, man. Most YouTubers out there, they're just making videos for views, okay? So whenever they see something like apparent, like a daily bullish divergence right there, most newbies going to recognize it, right? So they're going to be like, oh, we got a daily bullish divergence. We're going to be pumping to the upside. Bang. And Send Crypto told you, don't mess with this. It is not a bull divergence, okay? And I explained to you guys why it is not a bull divergence. The reason for that, let me just go back through it if you're new to our content. The reason for it was like, it's pretty simple, guys. Very, very simple strategy. Okay. But you got to be trading the market long enough to understand it, right? So the reason for that is like the move we got right there. Okay. It was a divergence itself. You see what I'm saying? So we created the flat correction and a continuation pattern. So the move we were getting right here needed to create what? Its own divergence. You don't want to connect these two lines, right? These two, lower lows, low highs, high lows actually, right? Right here, you don't want to connect them, okay? Because if you do, right, in a strong downtrend and they dump, you're going to be in big trouble, okay? So that's why I was saying, like, even though we got a bullish divergence right here, you could call it, okay, you could call it a bullish divergence, but you got to be, you got to know what you're doing, okay? You got to know what you're doing. And I told you exactly before even it started, okay? Because most newbies, right, whenever they see MACD doing something like that, I'm saying newbies because, most people are pretty much new to crypto, right? So whenever they see MACD doing something like that, right? Let me play it. Exactly, right there. So they started to draw some lines, and they be like, okay, we got, some lower lows or whatever. You can draw it like that, right? Because the next candle retest at the bottom. And what I said was like, you just don't want to do that. It is too early to say like, okay, you're going to be creating a bullish divergence. You don't know if this sucker going to give you a nice horizontal line, right? And price action could dump all the way down here, right? I mean, in terms of MACD. And if you take a look at it, that's exactly what happened. Okay, we're not quite yet at the bottom right there, but that's exactly what I was trying to tell you. You just don't want to be drawing a line too early. Okay. So if you remember, our strategy right here when BTC was giving us the, potential bullish MACD. Let me know if you remember what we said, and if you basically follow the, strategy and all that good stuff. And that wasn't the first time neither. Back in, you know, September, right? Right here, same thing. People started to say we're going up, and I was like, we're still below the daily 21. Okay, we're still not getting like any of our 6 hour 6 hour moving averages, right, to cross bullish yet. Okay, so the next topic going to be the 6 hour moving averages. So as long as we're getting these negative momentum on our on our moving averages, right, the yellow line, it is the 21 EMA. The blue line, it is the 50, and the red line, it is the 100, right? So as long as they're pointing down, all right, you don't need to worry about like any reversal, even on the macro scale, because these guys, right, they have to basically cross positive, right? Meaning like this guy going to be pushing up, right? And this guy going to do something like that, and this guy going to be at the bottom. All right, so you got yellow, blue, red, but now you got red, yellow, blue, right? Meaning like 100, 50, and 21. So you got to get the inverse. Once we get the inverse, right, we're going to rely now on what? On the 3D basis. Because every dips after that on the 3D basis, we're going to be buying either at the 6 hour 21 or buying at the daily 21. Okay, so that's why last year, actually 2020, right? Back in 2020, when BTC was going up, all we've been saying was like, support going to be the 8 hour 21 or the 6 hour 21. That's it. So whenever we dip down to the, it, and all these calls, right? Or it was some live calls, okay, in my premium group. We talk about it, right? Whenever we dip down to the 21 EMA, we say buy the dip, buy the dip. So we've been long in the dips from the 21 EMA. The reason for that was like, the moving averages, were looking good. Started back in October. And why October? Because back in October, right here, we got our 3D MACD crossed to bullish. And on the 6 hour, we got the signal, right? Right there. So make sure to hit the likes, guys. Make sure to hit the likes. Well, I'm going to stop the live stream, man. So right there. MACD crossed bullish right there. So your 6 hour moving averages, right, crossing bullish, going to coincide with your MACD crossing bullish, right, on your 3D and down to the 2D time frame. That's why it is very, very important to watch your 6 hour time frame, right, and to correlate it with your 3D time frame, right? So a very, very easy strategy on the macro view, not on the, if you're scalping and all that good stuff, that might not be for you, right? Because it'll get you wrecked, like properly wrecked. George in a house. Netflix 2000 in a house. It's not Netflix, it's Netlinks. Netlinks. BTC might touch the weekly 100 MA. Let's take a look at the weekly 100 MA for iString. I think like Netflix, right? Netflix. So the weekly 100 MA, oh yeah, it is about like 31.3, right? But I'm using the weekly 100 EMA, okay? Pretty much about the same level within like, 15%. And that's why we got the 40% pump, right? Back in October 20, October 2020, actually 2019, guys. I mean, it's been over 2 years already. Gosh. So, and I remember exactly this pump, man. Most of you guys did because most of us got wrecked, right? So, yeah, we could still dump down to the 31, but as I said, anything below the weekly 100 EMA going to be a steal all the way down to a 305. Okay. Once again, I'm still shorting. I'm still on my short positions, right? So just buying back and reaccumulating. Uh, so now let's go ahead and move on to XRP. So XRP, it is at target support, guys. We just hit 54. Oh, actually, we hit 54.89. So 589, right? So we just hit 52 to a 54 range. So if BTC is going to hold above 34 or even like above 35, most likely XRP is going to hold. But if BTC decides to dump below the 30, 34, 33, most likely XRP could see lower prices. Okay. But we will see. Okay, that's the first week in this range of 50 to low 50s since like July. Okay, July 19th, right? So keep an eye on XRP. It is a support. We talk about it like when XRP was at a dollar. Okay, we said XRP will dump 50%, right? Don't long it above, like don't buy XRP above 97. Right? XRP doesn't perform well below the weekly 21. I said it multiple times. That's why back in 2020, right here, we were accumulating XRP between 24 to 22 cents, and sucker pumped all the way up to 70 cents after that. So 50 cents, it is a good level of you know good level of reaccumulation. Of course, not financial advice, right? But as I said, guys, don't bulls don't need to be bearish below the weekly 100 EMA, because anything can happen from now on, right? It can dump to 30K, but it can also break out another 40% in the next like couple of days. So don't be too bearish. It is time to buy the dips. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, we've been spot on Ethereum, guys. Like over the last few weeks, all we said was like, Ether, target going to be 3150, 2150. If we break it, we got 2650, right? And 2650, the lower range support right there, 2200 range, right? We just hit like 2296. So pretty close, right? But the trend, it is still down. Just because we got a 15 minutes bounce doesn't mean like we're going up. Okay, the trend, it is still down. It might take like few weeks to basically get the proper consolidation before we get a proper reversal, right? Now let's go ahead and take a look at the ether dominance, right? So ether dominance, as we said, it is going to drop down to nearly 16.5, right? So right now we have 18%. So So keep an eye on the ether dominance, right? It is pretty subjective, right, to say if we broke this trend line or not, but it looks like we're below it. So look for, some sort of support at 16.5 for the ether dominance, right? All right. George asking for VIDT, EOS, PRQ. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at VIDT. I think someone was asking me about VIDT. VIDT getting let's take a look at it versus BTC. 88 hit it hits $1, 105, 102. Who's this guy? A secret, right? VIDT. Data link. I mean, VIDT, it is still now I remember why I like VIDT, right? It is still under accumulation, right? We got our August 2020 peak right there, almost at 10,000 sats, right? So a nice parabolic move to the downside. Right, you got your first parabolic move back in 2019 when BTC peaked right around like a 14K, and the second parabolic move to the downside, right? And we bottomed right around the after the BTC bottom completely from the 14K, right? So now we got this peak, but we're still waiting for BTC to bottom, right? You probably need to wait for BTC to bottom to get your next peak. That peak could even break out above the August 2020, because most alt, they got the job done, right? From the, they pump above the August 2020 highs, right? Some of them not in BTC, but in USD, right? But this guy will, at some point, right, get the job done. I like the pattern, right? That's why I talk about VIDT, right? Even in my premium, right? I like the pattern. It's not going nowhere, okay? It is still it is still unless it gets deleted, right, from Binance or something like that. Let's go ahead and check VIDT. Yeah, thanks for reminding me about VIDT, right? The chart looks very, very good. Yeah, 20 million market cap. Yeah, max supply 50 million, right? Yeah, it is on buy. Yeah, it's not going anywhere, man. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, pretty good chart, man. Interoperability. All right. So market cap 20 million. Can't beat it. Can't beat it, right? Can't beat it. So just have to suck it up at the bottom right here for the next like I would say like 18. Give it like 12 to 18 months, right, to get the job done. Let's go ahead and take a look at EOS. We talked about EOS yesterday, right? So EOS is moving on a monthly basis too, right? So EOS, it is at the bottom, okay? As we said, it can still break out below the bottom. If it does, you look for 50% below it. Don't want a dollar cost, like not financial advice, right? You don't want a dollar cost average like every 10%, right? Especially versus BTC, because these guys, they can move sideways against BTC like for a month. So a 50% drop, it is always, a good buy against BTC. So it looks good on the monthly. Okay, looks good on the monthly. A nice parabolic move down. So got another big leg coming up once BTC bottoms. Solid project. Yeah, I remember VIDT. I like it, VIDT and DAT8 also, right? The DAT8 did pumped uh, nicely, but BTC tapped out, so it couldn't basically yeah, you can see like the parabolic move to the downside right here. Mm, yeah, so DATA still got another parabolic move to the upside. Okay, once we get the bottom for BTC. Now XRP 56. Let's go back to yeah, market is bouncing back up. Luna is back up to $60. So Luna, that was a premium short, right? For Luna, right here, from like $84, down to a 64, so I could dump all the way down to 53. It's already up 13%, right? Right here. Yep, it's already up 13%. So it is time for some consolidation. But it got a potential, head and shoulder right there, big old head and big shoulder. So it could just try to retest the line and later on dump down to the low 30s. I mean mid to high 30s right there. All right. So and also Atom, right? Atom was a nice short for us right here, 42 up to 44. Was looking for the 27 down to basically 50% to 0.618. We hit target beautifully right there. Right there. Yeah. Let's take a look at Atom right there. Right here. Okay. Did have a nice divergence, right? Both on the 6 hour up to the 12-hour time frame. MACD remained bearish right there. So 42.5, to a 43.95. Take profit 30 to a 27. Bang. Okay. Only Send Crypto can give you these targets, guys. I'm telling you, 35% down. All right. So Mana, let's take a look at Mana. Sand is a target weekly. weekly 21 EMA. Yeah, market is bouncing back up. So all the boys going to get wrecked shorting below 40K. So if you've been following Send Crypto, right? After we pump all the way up to like a 7.9, what I said was like accumulate some shorts right there up to a 8.5 for the next like a few days, right? Even the retest of 6.6, right? I said it is time to get out and wait for the weekly 21. Okay. So right now we're below the weekly 21. The next support going to be the weekly 50 temporary supports, right? Because MACD it is about to cross negative. So it means like we could get low volatility either towards the downside, right? Or either, move sideways. But the most important was like the $8 resistance right there. Okay, we said time to pack your bags. Okay, but most people, they like to think about the market like in the short term. But sometimes some of these targets or some of these setups are not for the short terms. Okay, they could take like more than 2 months basically to play out, right? So let's take a look at mana. I think I got MANA. Oh man, the market is red. Red, red, red. But if you're shorting, when we said, it is time to get out 52.7, you're going to be green. So mana at the weekly 50. So if mana hits the weekly 50, possibly sand going to hit the weekly 50. So keep an eye on sand, right, for the next accumulation down to the weekly 50. Okay. In terms of price support, the lower range is going to be somewhere around like a 150. If you like to draw trend lines, you could subjectively, right, draw it like that also and trade with the wealth. Okay. So mana, it is at support. Okay. But the weekly is negative, so you just have to be very, very cautious, right, within the next like a few weeks. And once we find support, right, and price doesn't break the trend line, we could be looking for the $9 and even higher. But if we break the trend line, oh gosh, it might look nasty. Okay, it could do something like that too, give you a nice head and shoulder. But we will monitor it over the next like a few weeks. Okay, it could take a while. XTZ, it is at the trend line. Yes, it is. It is at $3, man. Another steal for XTZ before we hit 82.99. That's my personal target. You don't have to wait for it, right? You don't have to trade it. Let's take a look at Tezos right here. So if we go ahead and take a look at Tezos, there'll be Bezos, okay? So it is now around 2.5 almost, okay? The trend line looks pretty good. We've been respecting the trend line support for the last few years. The sell volume been decreasing over the last few months, right? Since like October. So, and we just wiped out all the gains we had over the last 12 months. I know it's not easy, but it is what it is. Okay. So I'm still looking for these prices over the next like a few months, right? 16, 23, 40, 80. We will see if we're going to find the proper support to basically reverse to the upside. Okay. The 3D time frame is not giving us a strong signal yet. Got rejected, and I said it multiple times also. Whenever we get these negative momentum on your MACD, it is a bad sign. Hopefully, you guys paid attention to it, right? You know, so we got our May 2021 support right here. Now we back down to back down to the July lows nearly, right? Yeah, actually July highs as of now, right? July lows, it'll be $2, give or take, 210, 215. Yeah, let's see, okay? It's time to double up, not financial advice. Uh, Shiba. So ship getting shipped back down on Earth. So Shiba macro support going to be in this range, right? The price action is now below the weekly 21, capitulating. That's a good sign. Like if you're looking for cheaper ship, okay. So if we do a swing low, 500 sats up to swing high, okay, we just hit 50% pullback, 0.618, going to be down to like a 1400, right? Not sats, but whatever you want to call it, dollar, right? So so I guess we just have to wait for the next like a few weeks for BTC to bottom, okay? But in the short term, right? Keep an eye on the 0.618 and 0.786. 0.618 Fibonacci going to be at 1450, give or take. 0.786 about like 900, so we started buying right here, 800, 700 range, and we hit target beautifully all the way up to I mean, we did have some medium term targets, but the final target, you know 7,000, 8,000. If we get a parabolic move down here, it means like, we're going to get another parabolic move to the upside. So Solana is below the support area, 115 to 125. The next support going to be right there, 66 to 75. It is respecting these Fibonacci. So if we pump back up to 140, got to take some profits just in case we retrace down to a 50% pullback to 66 to 75. MACD is negative right here on our weekly basis, right? So Solana pretty much looks like AVAX. I gave a special live update for my premium, right, regarding AVAX, right, when it was like 95, and said sucker gonna basically follow Ethereum right here, okay, based on the 3D strategy, right? Our 3D strategy said if price action dump below the 3D 21, right, and MACD remains negative and price action dumps again below the 3D 21, you know the trend going to be down. Okay, that's why when we try to pump back up above 95 to 100 range, I was like, okay, it is time to suck it up. Okay, one possible pattern we could print is like a nice head and shoulder right here. Okay, and it would take us down to low 30s if that's the case. Let's go ahead and take a look at Wonder Boy. ICP is $20. Is celebrating good, okay? But ICP is not a short term. I mean, you could trade it short term, right? Of those 15-20% moves, but you know, I think the big move all the way up to $100 to $100, $300 is better to be is better. It is better to wait for those numbers, right? If you can. So Uniswap also, guys, spot on Uniswap, since like Uniswap was like right around like a $17, right? You know, I said a sucker going to be dumping lower. Okay, going to follow Ethereum. So most of the time, if you know what Ethereum going to do, especially when Ethereum going to be losing its Bitcoin dominance, right? I mean, not its Bitcoin dominance, but its market dominance to Bitcoin. It means like Alt going to lose some market dominance to Bitcoin also, right? So if Ether is dead, I mean not dead. If Ether going to dump, Alt most likely going to dump, right? So Link is also a support, guys. It is at $15. It is a good level of support for Link, right? I know the next support going to be on average like $8 to $9, but once again, you know, it might not get there because if we recall what happened back in 2017, right? Right there, not that one, but back in 2018, okay? Binance doesn't have the history, right? Enough history, but Link only dumped like 80%, 88% back in 2018. Right there, nice pattern, okay? Right here, you got your nice running flat and dump lower. That's it. Yeah, that was it. And we basically bottomed. So keep an eye on it. It could drop below 15, but you know, I think it is still a good hold for me. If it drops down to below $10, $8, that's going to be a good, you know, reaccumulation range. Let's go ahead and take a look at Engine. So Engine. So Engine losing some steam. So support based on price going to be right here at the low end, going to be 2,500, right? Versus BTC. Pretty low sell volume, okay? Pretty low sell volume. Yeah. So in terms of Fibonacci, got a, okay, that was the top right there. So yes, that's going to be nearly, so 2,500 all the way up to 3,000 going to be nearly a, 0.618 give or take, right? Right here. That's going to be the price support and Fibonacci support. And 0.786 going to be all the way down to 1,700 range right here, right? So just keep an eye on it. Like if BTC going to pump all the way up to like, let's say 50%, 50% market dominance, Engine could basically give us another parabolic move, something like that. You just have to respect the macro support for Engine. It does well at the bottom, right? Whenever we retest like the, let's say 600 sats, it does pump, okay? So it is very easy to trade. You just have to be patient with it. you know, and trade it versus BTC. Not financial advice, but it is easier to trade it versus BTC. Meaning, like, let's say I got one engine. Okay, I'm just gonna sell it into BTC and wait for engine to dump, like, let's say, you know 75% versus BTC, and I'll get back my engines, right? So that way you're going to increase your engine without basically having to go into fiat or stable coin, because BTC could be pumping also, even though engine could dump like 75%. I'm not saying it will, but I'm just giving you guys an example, right? Let's say it dumps like, let's say 60% versus BTC, but BTC could also pump like 60%. So you're not gonna, you're not gonna lose dollar value, right? You're only going to gain, you you know, you're only going to gain more engines, right? I mean, you're gonna gain some dollar value because BTC pumps 60%, right? But you know what I mean, right? Because engine one pumps, let's say engine dump like 60% versus BTC, and BTC pumps 60%. So if you had $1 worth of engine, now you got $1.60 worth of engine, right? You can buy $1.60 worth of engine instead of $1, because BTC pumped like 60% and engine did not pump at all because it dumped like 60% versus BTC. Okay, so got to trade all to BTC, less headache, and you don't worry about the dump and all that good stuff. Yes, be in a house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Yes. What's the best buying opportunity right now? I mean, it all depends what you've been buying. Right? You just don't want to jump in and buy something new. You gotta buy something you've been following, right? But I just don't see something like, let's say, a, any coins right there and say, okay, this guy is down like 50%. I'm gonna go buy it. But you got to buy what you've been following. If you've been following engine, right? It's down. It's time to buy. Yeah, brought me a support line right here. A nice. I don't talk about engine a lot, but I did see the divergence right here on the daily, even on the 2D basis and 3D basis, right? It was printing some bearishness, but I don't talk about it a lot, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at MITH V chain. So V chain BTC is breaking down. I would follow the V chain BTC. It is, it is much better. It has a better, it has a better chart. Okay, so would follow engine BTC and wait for the, for the support area. We already hit the low 130, right? Almost 127. So the trend line support going to be about like 100 sats in terms of price, right? But in terms of reversal, right, it could still be moving sideways. We got to get our MACD on the weekly to flip bullish over the next like a few weeks. Okay, let's see by, let's say April, May, if we can get a bullish crossover on our MACD while price action going to be making noise in this range, we could basically reverse. Okay, so it is still a good hold. I talk about, the engine pattern, back in 2020, right here, I said it is time to buy, and right here it is time to sell 240. Exactly, guys, that's what I said. Don't be holding in, don't be holding VChain right here. Okay, reaccumulate at 50 to 60 sats, and we're going to take it all the way up to some crazy prices, right? So I've been spot on with engine, VChain for the last 2 years. Okay, for the last 2 years, multiple calls. None of these calls are, like 10% calls. The first one right here, 200, right? That one, nearly 500, right? This one, 700, okay? So I've been spot on with engine, right? And I don't even talk about, not engine, but VChain, right? I don't even talk about VChain a lot, right? Cannibal Wealth in a house, thanks a lot for tuning in. XRP, yes. B in a house, XRP and ADA. XRP is at support. It is not dumping a lot versus BTC. Yeah, and by the way, Tezos BTC, right? The reason why I'm not worried about Tezos is like Tezos BTC, right? Remember, we started buying when? Back in December, January 2020, right? January 2021, right? December 2020. It is still above support. So if you accumulate, Tezos versus BTC, 7,000, 8,000, unless we break out below it, yes, I'm going to be like, okay, it is time to suck it up and add right here, 4,000 or lower, okay? But in terms of BTC, it is still holding. And the reason why, I was bearish on Atom, right? Atom USD at 43, because Atom was printing this pattern too on a daily basis and 6 hour, right? Daily down to a 6 hours. So I was like, okay, I recognize this pattern, right? That's why I was like, when sucker pumped back to a 42, 45, I didn't say it, but I knew, it could print this pattern. If we go back to Atom, take a look at it on the 12 hour. That's the same pattern right here for Atom. That's why it is so important to know, right, your charts. I'm telling you guys, and this is live, right? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Cannibal Wealth. Man, Luna is pumping, man. Already 16% up. Yeah, because we hit the 53 support. That's right. Yeah, so now resistance is going to be all the way up to 67. If it hits 67, bear is going to be entering the market again, right? Shabir. We already talked about Shiba. Cheap coins, guys. Cheap coins. Make sure to accumulate the dips, man. Accumulate the dips. I mean, of course, not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I would tell my cousin, right? I'm telling my cousin to suck it up, buy the dips. He was scared to buy XRP, so I was like, man, just suck it up. What else? What else? Oh, DOT. So DOT. Yeah, I was expecting DOT below 19.5 anyway, right? Let's go. So DOT is just following BTC, right here, okay? Right there, okay? So it is likely to print a a potential flat correction if we break out strongly below the trend line. We're already below the trend line, right? You could basically just call it a rising wedge also, right? Just like Tezos, something like that. but it doesn't have to. Okay, it can still print a flat correction just like BTC and retest the July lows. Because link is already below $15, so that could basically join the party. It is 6:09 a.m. January 22nd, 2022. Whoa. So let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the macro view. So now we haven't talked about the we haven't talked about the 3-week cycle. So the 3-week cycle, right? If you guys recall the 3-week cycle back in May, June, and July, what we said, our 3 weeks cycle will save us. Okay, anything below it, it is going to be what? A steal. That's why we were buying where? At 30K. So if you've been following the channel long enough, you know that. If you haven't been following some crypto, you know exactly what to do. Okay, hit the likes, subscribe to the channel, join the public Telegram group. You can also join the premium group, link in the description, right? And hit all the notification. Okay, market is pretty crazy, right? And I'm giving you one of the best analysis, right? I'm not saying the best, but one of the best, right? You can go back and check my track record. Okay, I'm not saying I'm right all the time, but I'm right most of the time on the macro view. Remember, macro mean like direction. Okay, not like, oh, something gonna pump 10% and something dump 10%, something like that, right? I'm talking about like 400% move, 500% move, 1000% move. We called it like multiple times in 2021. Okay, not 2021, but 2019, 2020, and 2021. Okay, like FET. I'm gonna give you guys some good example like FET, OENCELR, IOTX. Some of them pump 100x. Okay, yeah, Tezos hasn't pumped yet, but it will. I'm not saying to go all in Tezos now, so but it could take time to pump, but it will get the job done. Not based on fundamentals, but based on the chart, right? And Shiba also, guys, we talked about it when it was 800 sats, not 800 sats, but 800, right? 600 to 800 range, pump all the way up to a 17, all the way up to 8,000, actually 8,000. So if you take a look at BTC on 3 weeks time frame, most people don't use the 3 weeks time frame. Okay, only some crypto does. So we below the 21, MACD is negative, so that's not good. Okay, that's not good. That's why we were relying on the monthly time frame. Okay, so but the good news is like we below the 21 and we got a new candle. So this candle is very close to the 50 EMA, and the 50 EMA is right around 305. Okay, 305. All right, 305. So got to get some buying pressure on this 3 weeks candle. All right, we're gonna get a new candle. We're going to get a new candle on the 12th, okay, of February. We're going to get a new candle. All right. So from now on till basically the second week of February, right? Got to basically bulls got to show up for the next like 2 weeks, 3 weeks actually, right? Because we just got a new candle. So this candle going to be pretty important. And the 50-day cycle also, okay, going to close right on February 19th, right? Because we're going to get a new candle on what, when? February 20th. We talked about all this good stuff last year, right? Right there. Yeah. So the 50-day cycle, picked right there. The 50-day cycle of the April 11th. Okay? And if you even recall, we started our breakout, right? The 50-day cycle of when? The February 20th. Because I remember exactly like February 19th, February 18th, February 20th of 2019, when I was saying like we're going to be breaking out to the upside. Okay. So, and right here also, February, I said like we're going to be pumping, right? February 19th. So keep an eye on BTC. Basically, next month could be pretty bullish. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at ADA. So ADA, it is at $1. So $1 ADA, we say 105 to $1 temporary support. The next big support going to be 45. Okay, actually 75 right first. Okay, 75 first, right? Let's take a look at it on the weekly. But if you do a swing low, right? Let's say you're trading ADA and you're saying like this was wave 5. You got 1, 2, could call it 3 right here, 4 right here, and a small wave 5, which I don't think that's wave 5, but we will see. Okay, then we could say, okay, we could pull back all the way up to our next Fibonacci down to like a 45. Okay, if and only if you're assuming, right, that's going to be that's the top right here. But if not, you could follow the ADA BTC, which is showing a better chart, and look for the 2000 and 1500 sats for support right here. I don't like the trend line support right here, but that's pretty bearish, right? So MACD on the weekly, it is not positive, right? So that's not good. Even though the 3D time frame, I saw it, okay, on ADA, I knew it was bullish, but just like I said on VChain, right? We needed basically the weekly time frame to flip bullish. So as you can see right here on ADA, it is not close to any sort of bullishness, right? So we just have to, we just have to wait. Okay, the trend is not up yet. I knew when it was, I saw it like when it was pumping, YouTubers started to pump it, but when I look at the BTC chart, I wasn't convinced, right? This was a reversal. The most I would say, like, the most I was expecting probably was like 182. And we hit, I think, like 168, 169, right? Something like that. But I would just pay attention to 88 BTC, right? That's going to give you less headache. All right, guys, make sure to suck it up and hit the likes. Hit the likes, guys. I'm messing with you, but hit the likes. XRP, crypto, and cereal. We got crypto and coffee, crypto and cereal, crypto and peanut butter jelly, crypto and I don't know, crypto and let me know another one, crypto peanut butter jelly. Let's go ahead and take a look at Quant. So Quant, crypto and coffee. Let me sip some of my coffee then. Yeah, Quant is on a downtrend. you're gonna get like some temporary pump, but it has a nice chart too, right? A nice accumulation. Started like February 2019 till basically January 2021. As you can see, like nearly 2 years, guys, 2 years of accumulation. Sometimes you just have to be very, very patient, man. That's why I'm being patient with Tezos, right? Sometimes you get these macro accumulation. Sometimes you just get very unlucky. Let's say you get very unlucky and you're holding quant and this sucker giving you a nice WXY correction for like 2 years. If you don't know what's going on, you're going to give up right here at 25,000 sats, right? And sucker goes all the way up to like 850,000. Okay. But it could be, creating another potential macro reaccumulation. So next support, 175 to 170,000, down to 170,000 sats. Right, so I was spot on quant also, right? I didn't show it. I got a member, right, in my premium requested the privately the quant analysis, right? And that time I think quant was like $60, if I remember well, like $60, right? Before it pumped all the way up to over, for nearly $400. Bitcoin Cash. So now we below the trend line support. So the next price support going to be 230. Nothing showing a reversal yet. So the trend is still down. You could draw another parallel channel also, right here. If you like parallel channels. Yeah. So yeah. So next price support all the way down to 230, right? It is almost, if we drop another, let's say 40%, it'll retrace down to the nearly 50%, down to the March 2020 lows, when everything is up like 20x. So actually very, very undervalued. Can I check sick? Sick. Yeah, sick is sick. Gosh, take a look at this guy. Why you didn't tell me about sick, man? You waited till it pumped? Yeah, as you can see, guys, I'm telling you the secret to these charts, like you have to buy after the parabolic downtrend and just be patient. Nice parabolic downtrend, okay? I mean, never heard of sick, but this guy is sick. Yeah, it is time to pack your bags, man. Let's take a look at the market cap. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. Cheap or sick, whichever it is, right? Is sick. 200 million market cap. Yeah, it is pretty. It's pretty. Yeah, market cap started. Yeah, 8 million, guys. 8 million. Back in 20. This was like 2 months ago. right? Cycle was 8 million, and it pumped all the way up to like, nearly 800 million, guys. So that's 100x. Got to be cautious now. Okay. So I would just wait for the next like a couple of months, right? Especially, wait for the MACD to cross negative. So I wouldn't mess with it right now, personally. Yeah. Yeah, with these charts, guys, there's no secret most of the time, right? The hardest thing is like just to be patient and recognize the patterns. This parabolic move to the downside, okay? When everyone's saying like it is going to -0, right? You be like, okay, I'm sucking it up. Okay, I'm sucking it up. So if you're looking for support, we got the weekly 21. It is a historically weekly 21. It is a good support. But if you're looking for continuation, I would just be cautious, okay? Because it already pumped 100x, right? That's over 300x, over 30,000% since October. Okay, so you got the job done, right? Da, 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 da. We got another Said. Oh, we already talked about ADA. Said. T-Dog, what did you say? Leroy. Oh, Solgenic. Let's go ahead and take a look at Solo Regnic. Yeah, Solo Regnic. Yeah, Solo is coming back down. I mean, you could say like we're retesting the trend line support, right? But you also got a price support, so it is back down to the bottom. Okay, that's the September August highs right there. The chart doesn't look good, but you could just respect the support levels. Okay, the support area right here, right around like 360, 350 versus BTC, and just chill for the next like a few months. I already done XRP. Yes. Yeah, unless you want me to say 589, maybe you don't know X. Okay, so XRP, what I was saying was like, the 50 cents, it is support. It is the first support area. Okay, 52 or 54, 52 to 54 to be exact, right? Right here, that's our support. And the support after that, you could look for the 0.618. I mean, 50% actually, right? Depending on how you want to look at it. But the 0.618 going to be right there down to 35. But let's see, I think like 50 could hold. And if we break out below 50, we got 34. So it all depends. It all depends on how BTC will perform. Okay, so keep an eye on BTC if you're watching XRP. Okay, price action is below the weekly 21, so it is going to be pretty boring, right? And MACD, it is negative, so it is not strong. Yes, every now and then you're going to get some 10%, 15% pump, but that's going to be on the low degree. So if you want to basically, get more personalized, setups and all that good stuff, join the premium so we can take a look at it on the low degree. Right here. But first support 52 to 50 cents. I mean 54 to 50 cents, right? On average 52. And we'll see after that. Oh, sorry, you are late to the party. You're late to the popcorn party. Sand. I already talked about sand also. You're late to the party again. The sand is below. It is below the weekly 21. So, but just keep an eye on the $2 range. Okay. The 3D, 3D. Yeah, it is also below the 3D time frame. So just like Ethereum. So they're all following Ethereum, right? Ethereum broke out below the 3D. It uh it is that one. Yeah, that was the 1.27 extension. Could not get there, but $8 was close enough. Okay, based on the trading view chart. So it is a support rally, at the weekly 20 below the weekly 21. So you just have to be very patient now to get some bounces and all that good stuff. Volume is low, but even if you get a bounce, it is going to be a short-term bounce, not a reversal bounce. We still got the 3D MACD negative right here, so you got to know that, right? So any bounce is going to be just some short-term bounce, right? Oh man, Solgenic. I already talked about Solgenic, man. Maybe you want me to talk about yeah. So let's take a look at Sol BTC. Yeah, I just talked about Sol, right? Sol, Sologenic. Okay, Sol is basically I just called it like Sol Regnic. It's dumping back down to support right here. So keep an eye on the lower range for the next like a few weeks, right? Nothing serious. The volume is pretty low, so it could just be a macro reaccumulation. The entire range right here, yeah, top and bottom. So I don't see anything like you know crazy beside the first parabolic move you got right here. That's your first parabolic move. So this could be your second parabolic move where you're going to be moving sideways for weeks. Okay. So you got plenty of time, looks like, to accumulate. So I think I talked about Bitcoin Cash, George, right? So let's go back to BTC now because uh-uh, you guys about to make me mad now. I'm just joking. uh, uh, so daily, the MACD on the daily, it is about to lose. It is about to lose momentum. We don't want to lose the momentum on the MACD because as soon as we basically make a new low right there, low, people are going to be panicking. Okay. But on the 2D, right, we're not getting any any sort of any sort of a reversal. Okay. And on the 3D, we talk about the 3D the 3D RSI, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. So we'll talk about the BTC dominance later on, right? But So I can't find the chart. Yeah, right here. So on the 3D, right? What we've been saying regarding the 3D RSI is like, we don't want to break this range, right? If we break out below it, it is most of the time a what? A capitulation range, okay? Right there, okay? So as you can see back in October 2019, we got a nice double support right there, pump to a 10.5, and we dump finally below it. Right here, we got a nice, you could call it double support, pump back above it, pump back to a resistance, and now dumping back down to support. So below the 30, right? Let's say 30, 33, 34. It is a very, very dangerous range for the RSI. I know the 10K bear, right? Like these low RSI, but you just gotta think about it this way. Just because your RSI is low doesn't mean you're about to reverse. It could mean, you're about to get a very, very high volatility. So sometime, for instance, right here, when RSI was pretty high, I was still bullish, right? Right there. Remember, back in November 2020, right? December 2020, I was still bullish. And take a look at the RSI. It was pretty high, like almost 89, right? Almost 93, right? And we still dump down to the 21 EMA and pump right back up to all the way up to 60, to 60K and all that good stuff. So just because your RSI is basically pretty low doesn't mean like you're going to be reversing. It could create a pattern like that where you're going to be dumping hard, right? So you just have to be very cautious, like with those numbers and saying like, oh, RSI is low, it's 30, I'm buying. Man, these suckers don't know RSI 30, man, I'm telling you. These suckers gonna dump regardless of how low the RSI is. But the main thing to take away is like, below the support line right here, it is a capitulation range. Okay, so it is a capitulation range. That's why I like RSI after we create a bullish pattern. I like the RSI, but when RSI is too low, I don't rely on it. Okay, because it can dump even low after that. And on the weekly basis also, right? The weekly RSI support, it is going to be at 33. Okay, 33. Okay, it's been our support since November 2011. Double A. All right, Cannibal Web, thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a look at MITH. So MITH, this was a setup since like last year, February 2020, 2021 actually, right? So it pumped all the way up to like nearly 300 sats, right? Did not quite hit 350. So we talked about MITH when it was like 28 sats, okay? 28 sats. So if you've been patient enough, right? 25 sats, 28 sats, macro support 25. Right there, guys. Only Sun Crypto will give you this type of pump, man. 25 to a 300. So it's not looking great, but the volume is pretty low. Yeah, you're getting a negative MACD right here. So let's see if we can break out below 80, let's say 74 sats. If we break out below 74 sats, it could be coming back down. So you just have to watch BTC, right? Or the other possibility is like the entire move right here. It is a, you know, it is a double top, double bottom, right? Where you're going to push all the way up to 700 sats. We will get there. The problem is it gonna get there from now, right? From the support area right here, or it is gonna, dump down to a support and get back to the June 2019 prices. Okay, so the June 2019, yeah, already hit the June 2019 actually. Okay, so it could be going like to the April 2019 right here next, all the way up to 1200. But it could take a while. Okay. Could take a while. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC. So support basically 70, as low as 74. If we break out below 74 for a few days, few weeks, it could look nasty, okay? Down to 25. Let's go ahead and take a look at the BTC dominance now. So now the BTC dominance, as we been saying over the last few weeks, if you guys recall back in I think it was like September, right here we said BTC going to break out all the way up to 47, 48, spot on. We got rejected at 47 and a half, right? And what we said after that, it is going to dump down, okay? However, it is not guaranteed, right? It will dump below the support area. So once we hit, 39 and a half, we just have to take a look at the BTC price action. If BTC is strong, right, to the upside, alt could basically take a cheap shot. However, if BTC is weak, right, it could mean, okay, the BTC dominance could be reversing, right? You take a look at the MACD right here, it is still looking pretty strong. RSI, it is still looking pretty strong. So both of these indicators, they're just ready to fire, okay, fire up the volatility to the upside. Okay. So next resistance is going to be all the way up to like 47 to 48 again. Okay. And I talk about the Apple crypto, right? Apple versus crypto. I like to call it Apple crypto. If we take a look at the chart of Apple versus crypto, the market cap of Apple versus the total market cap of crypto, right? So if we take a look at it, right now, the ratio is like 0.6, right? And it's been, let's take a look at it on a monthly. So if you take a look at it on a monthly basis, just about like a 1-to-1, right, is the ratio, right, of Apple to a crypto. It means like if the Apple market cap is like, let's say 1 billion, right, the crypto market cap is 1 billion. Okay, so they both like to meet around 1-to-1. So we got a big resistance at 1-to-1 because back in let's say May 2021, when crypto was like, I think 2.5 2.7 trillion, Apple was at 2.7 trillion. So we dumped down to just about like 1.3 1.5 trillion, right, and pushed back up to like a 3 trillion, and that time Apple was at 3 trillion again. So the ratio basically stayed constant right here. We could not break out against Apple. So what we're looking at right now, if you take a look at the inverse of the chart, it looks better when you take a look at the inverse, right, of it. You can either just do something like that, which is a Alt I, right, just to get the inverse, or you could just use the use the ticker right here. Okay, use the inverse ticker. Okay, so if you take a look at the inverse, right? This one is the real chart, not the inverse. Okay, so if you take a look at the Apple crypto, right? It means like you know Apple over Apple market cap over the crypto total market cap, right? We're printing a flat correction, okay? And most of the time, what we tend to say is like a flat correction is a continuation pattern. That's why when the BTC dominance created a flat correction, right? Double top, double bottom between 39 to 47, we said it is going to retest what? 39, right? Now let's take a look at it right here on BTC on the weekly. You can see the pattern we created right here on BTC, right? That pattern, that's what we're creating, when we take a look at, Apple to crypto ratio. And if we go back to it, right here, right? This pattern. So what do we expect? We got to expect, right? At least crypto to, go back up to 1-to-1, right? Meaning like retesting the bottom right here. And I don't think like we're going to be triple bottoming, right? Meaning like, if you want to look at it like triple topping, if you want to look at it that way also, right? You could say triple topping. I don't think we will be triple topping, right? We will be breaking out above 1-1 ratio. So keep an eye on it, right? We're back to a support right here. So the total market cap right now for crypto is about like 1.5, 1.6. So, but let's just double check. Yeah, 1.57. Okay, we just hit like 1.5. So once we hit like 1.1, 1.3, right there, okay, we could be pushing back up. And remember, crypto market cap can hit let's say 1.3, whatever, but BTC doesn't have to drop down to 30K, because if alt dumps, alt dump a lot, right? BTC doesn't have to dump, because the BTC dominance is going to be pumping higher. Okay, that's what I tried to explain to you, saying like the fact that we're getting the BTC dominance pumping going to impact the BTC price. Okay, going to impact the BTC price. Okay, or we could be in a very, very bad bear market, right? If the BTC dominance breaks out and BTC price dumps below 30K, that's not going to be good. Okay, that's not going to be good at all. That's going to be the real game over. Oh, Hamza, you are shorting Hamza. So if you see blood, blood on the street, you should be celebrating, right? Thanks a lot for tuning in, Hamza. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look still on Luna short with 1x, guys. 1x, 1x. Okay, you don't have to short the market like crazily, because BTC is below 40K, so you don't want to be taking any risk with this alt. And average like 78 and some change. So even if you do a 1x, you're still up like what? I'm still up like nearly over 30%. Okay, with 1x. Okay. Someone says a 1x is doing like spot. It's not. It's not like doing spot. Okay. It's not the same. For instance, if you got $30, right? I don't know why I'm saying 30. Let's say you got $589, and you short XRP, right? With spot, okay? So if XRP dumps, let's say 50%, you're not gonna make any money, right? You're still gonna make more XRP, but you're not gonna make, you know, you're not gonna make any profits, right? You're only going to make profits in XRP by not being into the market, right? By not being in the market, right? However, if you do a 1x short, I'm not telling you to go ahead and short or anything. I don't care about affiliate links or none of that good stuff. I can make profits without affiliate links, right? So for instance, like if you do a 1x short on XRP, right? Uh, if XRP drops 50%, right, you will make 50% profits, right? So so 50% profits on your 589, not just 50% profit because XRP dropped 50% like, by itself, and you're making like extra 50% more XRP, right? So it's not the same. 1x short is not the same as shorting spot, like not just being into them in the market, right? It's not the same. You're still going to make more dollars if you do a 1x short. Yeah, I don't know why I picked 589, but let's say $100, right? Let's say I got $100, right? And I do a 1x short, right? With this guy. Entry, let's say entry 78, right? Average. Circle's moving pretty fast too, right? And right here, right? So it dumped like down to 53. So I was up like 36% on my $100. So now I got $136. Now I got $136. Okay, right? So instead of basically just getting like $100, even if this guy dumped like 36%, now you got $136 plus the guy dumped 36%. So you're going to get more of this guy. Let's say this guy costs like $1. Now you're going to get like, 136 more, right? Actually more than that. If I take my moon calculator, let's say now you got $136 and the guy dumps 36%. Now you got 64 cents, right? So now you got, 212 of this guy. Okay, so you double your position by just doing like 1x. Because remember, if the guy was $1, right, was like this guy was like, let's say at $1 and it dumps like 36, that'll give you what point, point 30, 0.64, right? You see what I'm saying? Right, and now you got 136. You divided it by the price of this guy. Yeah, no, 136 divided by the 0.64. Right, you got 212. So you double your holding by just doing 1x. I try to explain it in my premium too, but I will make a video regarding low leverage. Okay, why low leverage is more profitable and less stressful. Okay, I used to say 2 to 3x is good enough, but most people can hold like can't even basically be constant with 2x, right? So I have to say 1x. Hopefully it makes sense. Shiba got destroyed. I mean, everything got destroyed. XLM, it is about to hit 14 cents, guys. I told you guys, only Send Crypto, right, will give you these targets ahead of time, guys. I'm telling you. So support 13 to 14 cents right there. Could it drop lower? It could. Let's take a look at the Fibonacci's. All right, that's going to be 14 and a half, just like Neo. Okay, Neo, I talked about when Neo was like 26, because I'm pretty familiar with Neo, guys. I've been trading Neo since like 2018. So I recognize these like signature moves, especially Neo and Ethereum. Okay, Neo. Let's see if Neo going to find support at 13.95. And if you're familiar with Neo, right, you know why 13.95. 13.95 was like a big support right here, back in August 2018, right? Right there. I remember because I was bullish on this guy like $41, and I got wrecked. And I was like, man, look, this guy, man, I was bullish on it. I was like, oh, Neo, $40, we going to the moon. Sucker basically dump. Okay. But it was a nice trading range right here. So we almost at $14. We just hit like 15.79, and I'll call it right there, guys. Right around like 26. Only Sun Crypto will give you these targets, okay? But nice wedge pattern, right? So nice wedge pattern. But we still bearish based on the weekly and 3D. It is just going to be a price support, not a reversal. We can't say like it is going to be a reversal price, right? Price support. We will just have to wait for the next like a few weeks after that to see if we can break out above the trend line resistance right here. But on average, right, Neo below this range, it is still going to be a great buy, because the next price, the next macro support for Neo after $14 is nothing but $7 and $3. So dollar cost averaging going to be easy for it. So because you're not going to be buying like every 10% dump, you're going to be waiting for like $7 to $8 and $3. That's it. If we get there, I'm not sure, but buying Neo below $14 is pretty profitable in the long run. Shiba got destroyed. Ooh. Yeah, BTC is destroying everything. I mean, versus BTC, it is still pretty profitable, man. If you bought it versus BTC right here, you're still up like over 200% on your BTC. So it is still up, man. It is still up versus BTC. So you just have to and total too. Okay, that's the altcoin total market cap. I also did a premium update regarding the altcoin total market cap, and talk about all these prices. 800 billion right here. We just hit like it's actually 8.8, but I just put 800 billion to cover the downside. And next support for the alt going to be 738. Okay, 738. Cadena, Moon River. So I saw Cadena. YouTubers were pumping Cadena, but I was like, I just wait. Yeah, it is still up pretty much on the 3D. Let's take a look at it. Just give it like a few weeks to recover. Yeah, 382 pullback going to be around like 10,000 sats. So it got another basically, another few weeks to get destroyed, right? Probably down to a 10,000 sats, okay? Because we already broke out below the 236 Fibonacci. So next support going to be 382 Fibonacci. The chart looks good versus BTC, so no need to worry about the USD. John Doe in the house, man. What's up, man? Where you been at? Moon River. Let's take a look at Moon River. So Mover, we talked about Mover yesterday, right? Getting moved. Mover is moving out, man. I think we talked about the BTC pair one. Yeah, Mover getting destroyed, right? MOV. Yeah, it's getting moved. Getting moved out, man. Yeah, just wait for the support, man. It is still down, so just have to wait for the next like a few weeks. MACD, it is too far away below the histogram. So the only thing we could do in this range is just, accumulate, right? Accumulate the range. Even if it dumps low, just accumulate because it is a parabolic move. So it is, it is going to pump in during the next alt season. But it is still down. The hardest thing is like to just to accept like the dump, because it is very hard to accept the dump. But as soon as you accept like sucker can dump, you can reaccumulate it at the bottom. So give it like a few more weeks, few more months to get the job done, probably, right? If we find support right here. Oh my gosh, 2 hours. Oh, the 6-hour candle just opened, right? Yeah, 6-hour candle just opened on for BTC and these guys. Yeah, doesn't look good, man. We got a nice reversal, but it is still a bearish candle. So it means like it can still dump back down to support. We already hit like 33.8, so pretty close, right? Pretty close to 31. Let's take a look at the 12-hour. Looking very, very bad. Yeah, in terms of Fibonacci, the reason why we bounced off, it was like we got the 34.5 being like the 0.786. So we've been respecting every single Fibonacci. So the next Fibonacci to respect going to be 31.6. Okay, 31.6. So remember, 31.6 is going to be the next bounced off range. If we lose it, we got 305 next. All right, guys, I'm just going to suck it up and call it a day or morning, whatever, depending on where you are, right, where you are. And we'll go live later on. So join the public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join Send Crypto Premium for these macro analysis. You would have got out of your BTC. I mean, or at least take some profits. Or even on Ethereum when Ether was like over $4,000. We called it. We're going to be dumping below, as low as 2650 from 4,000, right? 4,100 to be exact, right? So, but it is time to buy the dip, guys. It is not time to be bearish. Yes, we can still dump lower, but as I said, anything below 40K, especially anything below the monthly 21, it is a macro still. If you're looking for the next 3 to 5 years, anything below the monthly 21 EMA it is a good buy for BTC. Okay, it is a good buy. It could go lower, but who cares? When BTC was at 6K, most people were calling for 3K. But think about it. If you missed the 3K bottom and you bought at, let's say, 6 to 5K, even though you could have bought it like 50% cheaper, you still managed to set it like 10x higher. So let's say if I'm buying BTC at the monthly 21, 35, 34, 33. If it drops below 30K, I don't care, because I know I can still sell it at 350K in the next like few years, right? So, but if I try to be greedy and we do not break out below the support area and pump back up to a 50K, I'm gonna have to chase it. So sometimes you just have to take what you get, not try to get what you don't have, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching, man.